Fuck them. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
I can't read it. There's no words on it.
I'm well. Happy to be here.
Jay.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah. Good weekend? Did you have a good weekend?
Oh, dude, I had a full weekend. I mean, it
Full?
started out with our Hamlin pub thing
Oh,
and ended with a Silverdome debacle.
boy, did it ever. And a Lions debacle. How ironic. The Hamlin pub. We should, really thank everybody for coming out. That was way better than we even anticipated, to be honest with
It's
you.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
On a school night, on a work night, to have people come out like that and get the poster and want it autographed.
Met a
and-
lot of new people. It was nice.
Yeah, I always feel so weird whenever someone's like, "Oh man, you've changed my life. This show is the only thing that gets me through." And it's just like, what do you say to that? I don't know. What to
You don't
say.
bring it up on the show on Monday. I don't
well,
know. Make me feel weird.
Yeah, see, that's how
Yeah.
I feel. I'm glad, but it makes
Well,
me
we're
feel
just-
bad.
just
And I
out there
met some
changing
new
lives.
I met some new listeners that a couple people said that, and I'm like, that's just amazing. I don't believe it, but it goes. Remember last week I was like, "Oh man, is this show worth anything to anybody? Are we doing?"
See, that's
the right
all they
thing?"
were doing. You said that.
Maybe.
You said that, and so they felt the need to make you feel better.
Yeah, maybe. So thank you to everybody that came out there and made that such a fun event. I don't think anyone got too shit-faced. Did you behave yourself?
Yeah, I think I didn't do it.
Jesus and I stayed pretty late, man.
I was there
Yeah.
till midnight.
Yeah,
Were you? I stayed till just about 11 before I boogied out of there.
There's a lot of people there till late. So our 7 to 9, when we say
Yeah.
7 to 9, that does not hold in the
Oh,
future.
no, boy,
it's
does
just
it not. How was the rest of your weekend?
It's good, man. The next day, we got up bright and early and got ready to go to Michigan State for a tour.
Very good.
For
You've been
Manny.
thinking about taking some classes?
Yeah, dude, I am now.
Are you
Honestly, we went on this wasn't just like Gab and I taking Manny up to state, although both of us could have done that because we both went there and we could
Sure.
have shown him around, and we have in the past. But this was one of those campus tours through the actual admissions office.
Yeah.
So scheduled, went through the little spiel, watched the PowerPoint, all that shit, and then we went on like a 90-minute tour. And I swear to
What
God,
is it like? Like they give you a counselor or something to show you around all the hot spots?
They have students, student tour guides.
Oh, okay.
So this.
Did you? I would think you and Gab wouldn't need that at all. Is it just like why not?
Well, he can take you into places that I cannot. I don't have a card
dorms
to
and
get you
stuff.
into the
Yeah,
dorm
yeah.
and all that. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it was really cool. And yes, I do want to go back. I figure another 120 credits shouldn't be a problem. We could get some married housing up there, Gab and I.
Okay, all right.
And,
What do you
maybe
want
I could phone into the show every day. Is that-
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you got the time. I mean, you're going to be a busy student. What are you going into?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, anything.
It's so
taking
inspiring.
the lead right now.
It's so inspiring to hear all of their majors and all the schools they have, and it's like, wow, this is like exciting. I mean, to be a kid about to go out
I
on
know.
the cusp of all that is
Yeah.
really exciting. I'm excited for Manny.
Yeah, it's going to be fun for him. I mean, are you thinking like I want to go down the art degree thing, like, or are you thinking like maybe communications to help with what you've done here?
I don't know.
Are you
We'll
thinking
see where it
engineering
goes. I'm
degree?
undecided at this point.
Oh, you are.
Ooh,
You're
that's the
going to
best.
undeclared major?
Undeclared. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
do some general stuff, maybe some badminton.
2
and
years of
bowling to
general
start out.
studies, and then
Yeah,
you'll kind of
see where it goes.
Right.
See if I
Feel
can
it
find
out.
myself.
There you go.
But we'll either do married housing or we could be a suite mate. Just have the
I
bathroom in
know.
between.
He's not going to. Dude, unless you're Rodney Dangerfield and you're going back to school, you can't do that to your kid. I mean, if you were the guy that's going to put
With
a
the
hot
hot
tub in the dorm next to him and embarrass the
Yeah.
son by throwing outrageous parties, I don't see you
All right,
being
we'll
that guy.
Do
So
married housing then.
yeah, and you suck at diving. There's no chance you pulling off a triple Lindy.
Whoa.
I've seen you dive. You're not pulling off a triple Lindy. My advice would be try to lessen your splash.
Okay. So yeah, that was Friday. That was awesome. And then lighted parade in Lake Orion. We're living as a vacation.
Wow,
I mean,
lighted parade.
Lighted parade
Uh-huh.
on a 50-degree day. Beautiful.
Dude, what is this? I'm getting bugs again.
Stink bugs.
No,
They're
no,
back.
no. Well, yeah, I found a couple of those, and then I was out by the bushes in the front, and there's just these little, I don't know what they are, gnats or flies
Yeah,
or
I
something.
think-
And I'm like, go back to bed, fuckface. What are you doing?
Yeah, nature is confused, I think.
Oh,
we've had
it
like
has to
those
be.
we've had those early springs at points
Yeah.
in the last 10 years where shit starts to bud.
Yeah.
And then and bam, the ice hits. It's got to be confusing to the creatures.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Definitely has to be. So how was the lighted
It was good,
parade?
man.
Yeah.
Well attended. It was nice, Mike.
So
I
how-
love parades. as
I
you
know, I know you do. So how long is it? Like a mile long
Dude,
stretch?
it
or-
was long as shit. There were
Really?
like 80 plus float. It was probably an hour and a half long parade.
Really? I know it sounds miserable, doesn't
But
it?
it was
I don't
all
like
lit
parades. I
uppy. It's
get
the
it.
Yuletide, man.
I mean,
I
are you
get it.
guys out there with like quote unquote cider
No.
in your thermos,
No.
beers,
No.
weed?
No, I mean, people
nothing?
are, but not us. I mean, we had
So you
two
just-
kids in the parade.
So you just okay, if your kids were in it. I thought you just went out there to take it all in. It's like no.
But then this morning was the best part of the whole weekend, man.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of being at the Silverdome for the big fail, dude.
Why you? You hate that team. You hate that building.
Look, I don't hate the team. I don't hate the building. It happened to line up with my schedule.
Yeah.
Russell had a game at Oakland University, like at 9, just after 9:30
Sure.
or something. So we're like, yeah, let's just stop by. So we pull in.
That was they were supposed to demolish it at what, like
8:30.
8:30.
8:30 sharp. So we pull in at 8:15. And like coming down Opdyke, it's like, oh shit! It looked like a Lions Day, man.
Really?
Remember how we used to park north of Featherstone?
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
like industrial complex and then
Sure.
just huff it. Well, we kind of did that same thing. We parked in a industrial / business park there, and
We are so desperate for entertainment. I can't believe what you're about to say.
so we walk up there, and it's me, Gab, and Russell, and we walk up, and I see people tailgating. I see people launching
That's why I wanted
drones.
to go. I thought the people would be drinking beers
Yeah.
one more time.
Dude, that is so
But
funny.
I didn't realize until after the failed implosion that the tailgaters right by me were actually Mark Spindler and some other, former Lions person, like Tom Lawand was with them.
Really?
They had a whole spread, dude, a whole like table and shit,
Like
champagne,
food and drinks.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
No, Mark Spindler. How did you recognize Spindler?
His jersey caught my eye.
Oh no.
Wearing his own jersey,
Wait.
was he?
Big number 92.
No.
Spindler on the back. Yeah.
Was it did he buy it recently or was this an old one or was this
It
like
caught my eye. It was like, oh, Spindler jersey. Oh shit, that's Spindler.
Oh, who was the guy that did that before that was in the restaurant?
Luther Ellis?
Yeah, Luther Ellis. I was like,
It's
oh,
a,
Luther.
it's a D lineman thing.
Yeah. Dude, that's so bad. You can't wear
In his defense, I think it was a little bit tongue in cheek in this instance because they had like, they're tailgating for an implosion. They're like there to celebrate this dumb thing, and they're blaring like Lions highlights out of their stereo. Like Mark Champion.
Yeah,
Really?
Oh, Barry's through it. He's
Holy
rounded the
mackerel.
corner.
To
He's
the
going.
30, the 30.
Yeah, holy mackerel. All this shit, and so they're just kind of goofing on the whole morning.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
I'll give him a break on the jersey.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, when they do events like that, like if Tom Lawand is there and stuff, like when they do that and go to a hospital and visit kids, they all wear their jerseys and stuff. But
This
you
is
know, out in public,
implosion. His kid was wearing his too.
oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did his kid look like he's got potential?
His kid is enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
So
kid's
is
like
Mark.
a freshman at Clarkston who just won the state championship in high
Yeah.
school. Russell played against this kid in 8th grade last year.
In football?
Yes.
Oh no.
I mean, this kid was just destroying people.
Of course
and then
he
he
is.
went right to varsity as a
Dude, that's
freshman.
like you joining Russell's freshman.
This kid was
your
bigger
team.
than me. He
Yeah.
was as tall as me, but thicker. It was
So
ridiculous.
what position is he playing? Did you say?
D lineman.
He's playing
I
D lineman.
think so, yeah.
See, usually those kids are like quarterback and linebacker at
He's
that
a
age.
big dude.
Yeah, that's funny. Spindler was one of the guys that used to come out when we would have our St. Patty's Day remotes, and Spindler
Yeah,
would get like a
looks like a fun
limo,
guy.
and and he's those guys. It's a different level when you're out with those guys. They're the guys that are gonna bite the top off a can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like shit like that you see in movies, like smash it against their head and then fucking down.
Like he's the guy from Revenge of the Nerds or something.
Yeah, they're like those guys, and so you can get I mean, there might have been a bathroom incident where one of those
Destruction of property.
mirror and went down, and maybe a
Towel holder.
just kind of ripped out of the wall or something. I don't know. I'm not blaming Spindler. I have no idea if it was Mark, but to say those guys are fun, it's an understatement. The time we took let's see, who was it? It was the entire starting offensive lineman, I believe. We took them they wanted to go see Anthrax and Pantera
Oh God.
at the Palace.
They're gonna be in the mosh pit. Jesus.
It's like
Dude.
Mike Compton and those guys.
Compton, yeah, Mike Compton, and
I think Touchdown Tommy Vardell was included. No,
he might
Tommy.
have.
Holy shit.
He might
number
have.
44.
But it was like Tony Semple and Mike Compton and
Tony
like
Semple was always good to go out.
Oh yeah, like the whole team, and then like Derek and I don't know if were you at that
No.
one or you might not have been, and Derek and I. And so we get in there, and it was hilarious because we had seats on the floor, and we got there kind of late, and it's like we're limo and drinking beers the whole time there, and in the car, and we get out, and it's just like as if we were on the field. They made a fucking line, dude, and it was not like excuse me coming through. It was just like
Bulldozer.
just
People
shoveling
flying.
people, and
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey, fuck! Oh shit! Oh yeah, that
Sorry,
guy's,
man.
8 feet tall. Never mind. Go as you were."
With 4 other 8 feet tall, not just
Dude,
one.
it was like they were blocking for Derek and I. We just stood behind him and just like rode that whole thing all the way in.
Nice.
And next thing you know, we're in the fucking front row, just like, yeah, fucking yeah. Hilarious. So yeah, those guys are
But back to the Silverdome. Did you guys watch it?
You know what?
The live feed.
I woke up late, but I had it on. I've seen it, and I saw Twitter explode.
Oh, it was just tailor-made for snarky comments.
Do you have it, E? I mean, should we pull it up? I think it's loud as shit.
Dude, that's
it's
what
not
I was
in
about
this
to say.
version.
It was ear-splitting, man. It shook the ground. It was way louder than I anticipated.
Look, we were wondering like a week ago when we found out they were doing this, or a couple weeks ago, and it was like, are they going to cover it? And I think you guys were like, it's not that big a deal. Here's the AP with the live feed.
Dude, there were thousands of people there. Like,
Really?
I mean, like I said, I didn't drive
It looked like there
around.
were a lot of cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say there were thousands of people there, honestly, from what I could tell. Just parked wherever they could park and just trying to watch this thing. You know,
Wow.
It's absurd.
So, yeah, you can see them all back here.
No, those are all Volkswagens.
Oh,
Yeah,
are those the
those are still
Volkswagen?
over
You know,
there.
you know the story about the Volkswagens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
that-
emissions are fucked up, so they bought them back. There's like 10,000 Volkswagens in the parking
Yeah.
lot.
So where were you guys? Like back here?
By the way, what a picture of corporate America, right? You've got Volkswagens that, you know, they lied about this shit.
Right.
They lied about the emissions.
Yeah.
And so they had to buy this shit back. So it's littering this concrete jungle of an expanse of this
Yeah.
crap ass stadium that was left to rot. Like what a picture.
Yeah, and it's just this massive space. You know, they think it's valuable too.
I know. They keep saying that.
Yeah,
keep telling everybody that.
Pontiac mayor's
Sure.
like, oh, it might be some of the most valuable land in the country. I'm like, really? I don't know
We're
about that.
so wasteful. Humans and Americans even more than
We're
others
destructive and
humans.
wasteful. Yeah. So go ahead, E. Play a minute of that. Oh, we're getting there.
Oh, the helicopter.
We've seen. How many times have
There
we
we
seen
go.
this?
Boom, boom, boom,
1,000.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
That's when we're waiting for something sweet to happen.
And it's like fucking here it comes, man. It's got to be all the way around now. I see the dust on the other side.
Right about now, everybody who stands there is going, are they going to do another one?
So when's the second round of blast? So this thing comes down into a heap. I want to run in there and get a seat once the heap comes down.
Dude, everybody was just like, are you kidding me?
Dude, how fast were people like laughing?
Yeah, like
at-
right now for sure. You know,
People are
within
joking and
25
laughing.
seconds, laughing, they're tweeting,
Yeah.
it was just absurd.
Dude, it was an explosion on Twitter. I mean, the jokes were just, it was almost,
Well, at least somewhere exploded.
yeah, well, it was almost too easy.
Yeah.
You know, like, the Lions have imploded for years.
Right.
It seems fitting that the Silverdome refuses to implode, you know. It was just, yeah, it was funny, man. But
Dude, watching it, I was gonna go and I woke up late, so I did watch it.
yeah,
on
that
TV.
seems like something you'd go to,
Dude,
Ian,
I
paint
was
your
so,
face.
I was so into it. I wanted to go so bad. I was so
mean-
tired from just the
There were
night.
lots of cameras set up, lots of drones.
Yeah. E could have finally actually made use of his Lions hard hat. You know what I mean? Like, he would
Yeah.
have fit in there.
But my point was going to be made is, and we talk about it over and over on the show about morning radio or morning TV and stuff. And dude, watching them after it didn't work, they talked about it for another half hour.
Yeah.
And literally just repeating the same, like, well, what was supposed to happen didn't, and now we're looking at this, and I'm
Isn't that
I'm
incredible? Trying to fill that
reports."
time.
Yeah, they
They had all these
probably-
bullet points ready for when it did collapse,
Yes.
and how
Right.
long it would take to all the rubble and this and that. And
Yes.
now they're just like, I don't know what's supposed to happen.
They had a full 30 minutes programmed out. What you're seeing there is a mass of rubble is 16.3 cubic metric tons of rubble. And
That's the equivalent of
That's
such
the-
and such.
you if you stacked each pebble on top of each other, you
would
would go to the moon
Maine
and back.
Yeah, but now they're just like,
It was almost-
are
I
we
kept-
awaiting more charges? Or?
I actually ended up watching longer than I think I would have if it had gone down, only because it was so humorous.
Such a train
Like,
wreck.
they're just, every 2 minutes, just, well, yep, that didn't work, so we're trying to figure out what's going to happen.
It almost sounds like a Lions press conference too, when they get the people talking about what happened, like the demolition crew, Adamo, I think it was, for local company, and it's like it sounds like a Lions press conference, excuses and like, you know, well, yeah, you know, we got the running game going, but you know, we need to protect them a little better, and then we'll
Just need to
get those
execute.
things worked out.
So it's just all about execution.
We'll get those worked out for next week, and we're looking forward. And so these guys are like, well, you know, what weakened the Silverdome. You know, we really did a nice job of weakening the ring around the top. It could still fall. We don't know. It might.
We want to
but-
caution
What
the
does that
public
mean,
to
by the way?
definitely stay away from the area.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If it could still fall, how long are they? They're walking around it. Does that mean if they have
What do they
workers?
need? Like some wind? What do they need to push? A swift push by a steam shovel?
How heavy was the snow or the rain that took down the roof? Like if we get one of those again, could it take it down? I don't know. They said that the timetable's uncertain at this point. Rick Kupa-Tilly, executive vice president of Adamo, said 10% of the Adamo, is that what it is? Said 10% of the explosive charges failed to go off due to wiring issues. These were in 8 key locations.
I can't believe it was only 10% because it seems like if only 10%.
Yeah, but they were in 8 key locations.
Of course.
Right by the bathrooms or something.
Right.
Those key locations in the concourse. Unless we find something in the next few hours researching the wiring, we'll take it down mechanically.
No, that's no fun.
Man, don't go in there with shovels.
But
and
here's the
stuff.
funny thing, man. Just like every Lions fan, the fans will go back to watch the next one.
Oh, dude,
you know,
of course
despite the biggest failure, we'll be back next week to see it again.
At this point, we're 0-1 on the season of demolition. The demolition season is just 0-1. It's a long season. Plenty to still play for.
That can happen.
Yes. So they haven't found the wire yet. It's going to take us a while to research it all. So apparently they're trying to find one wire that didn't go off. What? It's going to be like loose. They're going to plug it back in, and the whole thing's going to
take it out, blow on it, plug it back in.
All right,
leave it out for 15
everybody.
seconds. Plug it. No, it's got to be a safety issue now. I mean, they certainly very carefully have to go back in and figure that out.
Excavators will be used this week to take out the structure unless gravity causes it to fall on its own. Before then, so far, there are no plans for a second explosion attempt.
God damn it, man!
They can't.
You got to explode it. Come on.
I wonder if this is somewhat if it's somewhat par for the course in demolition. We're used to seeing the public ones that are big news and all that, but is there just a percentage of these things where this happens, where it's like, and we don't know about them because we're not watching some dumb building come down in Tampa or whatever, some nondescript.
I mean, maybe, but every time I've seen one that they've been like, the Hudson Building's coming down, the one in Atlanta's coming down. They always come down. It's like that same ring goes off, and it's like badass.
Perfect, right?
And then
like clockwork.
They know which way it's going to fall. They know how far it's going to fall, and what's,
I'm just trying to throw this guy a bone here.
And it's funny, they kept having mentioning and there's
it's probably just one biggie who was part of the wiring team.
Got it, Chief.
Yeah, no, I got that one. I think. Yeah, no, I did.
Fuck, dude.
It's good, dude. We're
Good
good.
enough.
Fuck, dude. I didn't know green over red. No, you said green and blue tied together. Fuck, dude. Fuck you, dude. You do it then. Fucking know everything.
They kept referencing to the safety, of course, and they're like, now we got to remember, there are neighborhoods around here, so we have to...
Dude, there's nothing within 400 yards of that place.
Unless you're worried about the Toyotas.
Yeah.
I don't know, they have to talk about something, of course, but...
Oh, man.
It's awesome.
And like most Lions game, right. Like most... Go ahead.
You were talking, I was kind of half listening to EJ. How loud was it? You said it was loud as shit.
Dude, it was my ears popped.
Really?
Yeah, it shocked me how loud and how much the ground shook. And then we went to Russell's game, like I said, and talked to a bunch of people from Troy, and they didn't know it was happening. They absolutely heard it at their homes in Troy, and we're like, "What the heck was that, man?"
Yeah, I saw comments from people that were like, "Dude, I live 6.1 miles from there, and I absolutely heard it." It's like, wow,
crazy,
incredible. Yeah, I have heard those implosion things are absolutely ear splitting. So, did I hear you had an interesting weekend as well?
Yeah, kinda. I don't know how to start because my whole Friday was kind of crazy.
Hold on, you went dancing, dude.
I went salsa dancing on
Did you get
Friday
the hips?
evening.
It's all about the hips.
All in the hips.
It's all about the hips.
Showed you.
Well, I took a lesson before that, and I kind of mildly learned how to do it. Oh, shit. I just said my word.
Yeah, mildly.
I kind of learned how to do it before, but the thing was, I was really only gonna go because that girl that we had talked about from the Dancing with Us Detroit Stars night was said she was
the one
gonna
who
go
turned
there.
you down for a dance
right.
that evening.
No, I
yeah.
did. Well, I did dance with her earlier in the evening. But,
Okay,
but
then the Chaldean guy came and stole her from you.
Yes, that is what happened.
Not sure why it mattered he was Chaldean, but you were very quick to point that out.
Well,
very quick.
I mentioned it, and I'm not gonna go any further into that.
Racist.
But so we had been continuing to talk, and so she's like, "Oh, are you gonna go to this salsa dancing thing this Friday?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't really want to, but I can't."
Why would you be?
Because but it's like,
Yeah,
well, it's through
good question.
Well, it's if you're through Arthur Murray,
Now
Arthur
you're
Murray
affiliated
things.
with the dance club.
Well, we had been there enough.
Studio, sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, no, but we had been to that studio enough that the sign up was there and she'd signed up, and I was like,
Maybe
shit.
it was just her way of saying, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing you out in
not
public,
really?
but with a lot of people
Sure.
around. You know what I mean? In case
Safety
he's,
first.
In
Safety
case he's
first.
a rapist or a
In
murderer. Yeah, that at least there's a lot of people around doing the salsa. And if he seems okay, maybe I'll, we'll
Well,
go
maybe
further.
so, but the point is that's the only reason I went. I did not want to go
And
salsa
I can tell you
dancing.
went because your hair's straightened again. You son of a bitch.
I wanted to look best. I wanted to look my best for the salsa dancing.
Is she familiar with the plume?
No, in her world, all she's seen is this.
She
so.
only knows the straight hair to
Dude, she hasn't seen the plume even in the early day when she first saw you and was like, oh, I think
No,
that guy's
because
kind of cute.
the first
Oh,
time when she
man.
thought it was okay looking is because my hair was slicked back.
Oh, man.
Get used to it, Jay. If she's got any interest in him at all.
Every day.
Every day. This is E's new look.
But in the end, she didn't go. It was too late for her to go, so now I just went by
Oh,
myself.
man.
Oh, dude.
I know, like that day, she's like, you know what? I didn't realize it was 10:30. I got to wake up early in the morning and be in Ann Arbor.
So why the hell did you go?
Well, at this point, I already had my salsa lesson. I just was like, well, might as well go. All the guys from the dance people were going to be there.
Yeah.
So
Had
I'm
your
like,
nacho chips with
well,
you.
you know what I said? I said to myself, it's like, you know what? My circle of friends has kind of thinned out over the last few years via people getting married or
yeah,
just
as you
moving
get
on.
into middle age. I mean,
Well,
it's,
whatever. But the point is,
Yeah,
this is a new
most of
group
them
of
are
people.
married.
I've met these people through dancing. Why not go to this bar and do some salsa dancing on a Friday night? In
His
Detroit?
group couldn't mirror his pan-like existence.
Exactly. So he's got to keep dumbing down.
Well,
and,
He's got
nonetheless.
to keep going younger.
yeah, so he's got a new salsa family. He's got the turtle family we know about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So anyway, I do end up going, and then I get Ty down there. Ty ends up coming down.
Really?
Mr. Gross.
Well,
nice.
what happened was I went to the casino and I actually won $100 playing roulette. So then I decided I've already had a few beers here. I don't know if I want to stop drinking, and I go on to get a hotel room at Greektown, and then Ty pay for $150. So Ty pays $50. I pay $100 of the room with my
So you and
winnings.
Ty nestled into a room together?
And so then we go to salsa dancing. She's not there.
Where is the salsa dancing?
Vincetti's in Detroit.
Okay.
So at this point, he and Ty have gone down to the casino, had a few beverages, got themselves a room for later in the night, and now are going salsa
Yeah.
dancing.
E and his Asian buddy
Wow.
are headed to the salsa dance.
Boy, this does not sound hetero on any level.
Well, it is what it is. So that closes at midnight in the end, which I didn't realize. I honestly, if I'd known it was midnight, I might have been like, I don't need to. I could probably just eventually drive home. So then we hit a few other bars down Woodward, and I have to say, man, Detroit's getting good, but Greektown at night is not good anymore, dude. It's it's becoming very
I've
ghetto.
heard that.
It's becoming very dangerous.
But
to
the
be honest with you.
Saganaki they still have, though. You go down and get some Saganaki, it's the best.
Sure, but
Opa!
Sure. But, dude, it's getting really pretty bad in the Greektown area. If you're on Woodward, you're, like, totally fine, which is completely opposite.
So you and Ty decided to go to Greektown.
Right, we're in Greektown. We're at these bars. We head back to Greektown about 2:30 in the morning. We leave the bar at 2:30. We get back to the casino about 3. Ty's done. He's going to go up to the room. I'm like, I'm going to gamble one more little bit here. I gamble for, like, 15 minutes. I'm done. I'm about to head up to the room, but I see these 3 young African-American ladies in the bar, or in the
Can't resist.
in the lobby.
Yeah.
So I start talking to them. It's
Sure.
about 3:30. Talk to them for like a half an hour till almost 4. Then some other dude comes in and tries to like hit on them as well. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I got a wingman. I even told him that. I'm like, I got a wingman here.
Was he black or
No, he was white.
He was white. So 2 white guys
And
trying to pick up
so-
3 black girls.
Right. And so
Gotcha.
here
4 in the morning.
And
Sure.
eventually now he for some reason brings up Trump, and I
Oh,
stupidly
dude, did you?
admit that I voted
So he's
for
a
Donald
cock
Trump.
blocker.
Right.
He cock blocked
I
you.
admit that I voted for Donald Trump.
E.
And then this girl just called me a racist, flat out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
And I told her, like, you realize I've been talking to her half an hour. I've asked you, like, oh, what do you do for a job? What do you do tonight? This and that. And I said, based on this, you just said I'm a racist.
E, you're lucky you didn't get slapped.
I know. Well,
I mean-
she said yes, though. She said directly to my face, yep, you obviously are a racist. I'm like, okay. So then now it's 4 in the morning, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going home, going up to my room. I go to the elevators. I get in the elevator. As right as I'm getting out of the elevator, I hear this guy go, this guy's been shot.
What?
So you put your arm.
Like,
So wait. So E, you put your arm out so that the door would stay open, so you could
fuck
you
no.
could help if need be.
Fuck no.
He's like, door closed, door closed, door closed.
And I get
Oh,
out.
shit, I'm
Somebody
pushing
help,
door
this
open.
man's been shot.
Oh fuck!
Door closed.
Close.
So I get up to the room, and I'm a little drunk. And so Ty, dude, I told him, I said, I don't know if someone was just messing or what was going on, but some dude just yelled out as I was getting, as like literally as the doors were closing, this guy's been shot. And so whatever, we go to bed. Me and we're talking
How was
about
it?
Spoon or
no. But
you guys face each other? That seems weirder.
I was so, dude. The minute I close my eyes is out, and I wake up
time.
at 7 in the morning. I'm out of there. I don't even. Anyway, next day we're talking about. I go, Ty, remember last night when I was like, hey, was that real? And I was like, we looked it up. Totally happened, dude.
Shit.
There was an altercation on the 9th floor between two guys. They got in the elevator, and at they say at about 4:07 a.m., some dude was shot in the elevator.
Damn, dude.
And what time were you closing the elevator?
About 4:15.
So it was the same elevator bank?
Not the
Okay.
same elevator, but the same elevator bank. Dude, if I had been there like a little earlier or a little later, I would have just seen this. Like if I'd walked up like 5 minutes later, the door probably would have been open, and I would have seen
When
this.
when a guy goes, so this man's been shot. Like, don't you want to know? Like, wait, what?
No, I don't want to know.
Would you feel like, how can I help, or would you be like, close the door?
Gosh, I mean, unless it looked like an active shooter situation, you'd think part of you would at least be curious to go, wait, what? Huh?
I don't know that I'd want to be in an elevator.
Oh,
I don't want to
know,
be trapped in a box, because the next thing you know, maybe some emergency buttons pushed, and for the next 12 hours, the banks
point.
don't open. And
I wasn't thinking that clearly, to be honest with you.
I want to
but-
get in some space where I can fucking grab, something like a football under my arm and start making some moves through the casino.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, Greektown's getting kind of rough, man. For real. The casino at night is like, if you're in the day for a Tigers game, like afternoon, this or that, it's kind of fine. But once you get to like 9, 10 o'clock at night, dude, it's getting kind of rough. It really is. That main stretch.
4 a.m.
They have cops. But dude, not like it used to be. Me and Ty used to be around Greektown at 4 a.m. Going home usually, and it was never like I never was worried about something like I have been the last year.
What changed? I mean, it's
That
still
crowd
well
is moving
lit.
north up
yeah.
Woodward.
That is what's happened. Woodward has been taken over more by the hipster white people. You can walk up and down Woodward easy 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
No issue. You don't feel weird at all. Greektown,
So
I
it's a
wouldn't do
race
it
thing.
anymore.
Essentially, is
Yeah.
what you're saying? It's a race thing. The white
I
ones
don't know
moved
It's white
out?
people left
Look,
now.
I
it's
don't know
just-
what's happened, but that's what the result is.
You said it. I don't
You
know.
said the blacks are out of control since the white people left.
That is not
what
what
I
I
heard.
Okay, well, you heard wrong. Anyway, it was crazy, as usual.
Hey, if you love me, Mike, and Isis as much as Steve Gabara and the hottest sales staff in Oakland County do, take your ass over to Zott Ford and Holly and get yourself a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV this holiday season. As you know, there's no better way to support TDC than to support our sponsors. And our friends at Zott Ford were our first. Surf their sexy deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
Hey, did you see ABC News chief investigative reporter Brian Ross
Yeah.
suspended over the weekend?
Sidelined for 4 weeks without pay, huh?
Dude, I think it should be harder than that, too.
Jumped the gun a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got Joy Behar really.
Moist for the
Yeah,
first time in
moist.
50
Totally.
years. Yeah. We've got her reaction, too, which is so sad that people are, like, you're actively rooting for the president of your own country to fail.
For constitutional crises.
Yeah. So anyway, he's accused of having quite a history of being wrong, which is one thing you don't want attached to your name if you're a reporter. And so he's been suspended for claiming that Donald Trump ordered Michael Flynn to contact Russia during the election.
Yeah.
And that is a huge story, if it were true. The story loses a whole lot of oomph when you find out, after the election, he ordered Flynn to make contacts over there.
Diplomatic contacts.
Yeah, which every president on the earth would do.
Right.
See
Not
if we
illegal
can,
at all.
See if we can find a lane in here to make some headway. Maybe use you guys to help us with ISIS. So kind of getting a head start on taking on ISIS. So story's a little bit different than the one Brian Ross reported.
And then was handed to Joy Behar. Ha! In the middle of the View.
Can we watch Joy?
She's so
This
unlikable.
is-
I don't
yeah.
care what side you're on. How can you like this lady, man?
Yeah, I know. I just hate these people. Like, I have respect. Who was it? The guy from Breaking Bad.
Brian Cranston.
Bryan
Cranston,
Cranston, who was vocally like the most anti-Trump guy in the world. And after the election, he was reading an interview that he did, and they were like, "Yeah, what do you think? Fuck Trump, right?" And he's like, "No, what are you talking? He's my president now."
Hashtag not my president.
If he fails, we all fail. I want him. I root for him to win more than anyone else. That's only good things if he does. If he succeeds, we all succeed.
Yeah.
It's like exactly
It's logical.
Exactly. Makes sense. But no, there are some people who would rather have the whole thing collapse on its into itself just to be able to go, ha, told you he sucks and he's a criminal. So go ahead. Here's Joy as this producer can't wait to run onto a live show.
Got a boner.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show.
Hands are card.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. ABC News' Brian Ross is reporting Michael Flynn promised full cooperation to the Mueller team.
What?
And is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians.
Yay! Hopefully the whole country fails.
Yay!
Wow!
Look at her. She's giddy.
Giddy is the word. Moist or giddy?
Moist is not too harsh. Oh. Look at Meghan McCain sitting there like,
Can we get a towel on set, please? Towel on set.
God.
And then they went for a couple minutes there talking more and more about, oh, my God, this is amazing, and we knew it. And, oh, look at this piece of shit. Breaking news. He's got his headset on.
Yeah.
Breaking news coming in. Ugh. And so, anyway, the Brian Ross thing, it was funny because the George Bush's old media guy, Ari Fleischer, came out and was basically tweeting, like, yeah, this is not the first time this guy's made huge mistakes. And he was talking about Saddam Hussein being behind the anthrax attack that was sent to the White House, and so Terry Moran, who's works with Brian Ross
right.
at ABC, was like, yeah, Ari's right, and so what Ari was saying was like, dude, I got wind that this was going to be an actual story on ABC. And was like, no, that's not true.
We knew it not to be true.
We know this
I
not to be true.
told Ross not to report it, and he reported it anyway.
I told ABC not to report it, and I told Ross it was definitely 100% not Saddam Hussein, but Brian Ross knew better, and so went with that story anyways. He's faced criticism, let's see, the Aurora, Colorado, when he said, so that was the movie theater. Yeah, the guy dressed up, the Joker, dressed up as the Joker, went into the Batman midnight showing, I think. Fully armed to the teeth and just lit everybody up there. He says, this may have been tied to the Tea Party. Initial report says this may have been tied to the Tea Party.
Some guy on Twitter said it, so I'm reporting it.
What is wrong? Dude, how do these people not know how incredibly dangerous that is the
it's
scoop
so competitive.
Worth it?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's so competitive that they've got to scoop it.
So the initial report aired around 11 a.m. on Friday under the tag ABC News Special Report. They've all got their breaking news sounder that goes on in the graphic. It was cited a source claiming that a close associate of the former national security advisor was prepared to testify that Trump directed him to make direct contact with the Russians during the course of the presidential race. Around 6:30 at night, Ross issued an on-air clarification. 6:30 at night, from 11 a.m. from 11 in the morning till 6:30. That their source, he clarified, our source had explained it was only after the election that the president-elect Trump asked Flynn to contact Russia. Oh wow.
During the transition where he's trying to put his government in place.
So one story was incredible and the other was horseshit. Wow. You couldn't be more wrong about this story, Brian. That couldn't be more fake news. Hashtag fake news. That is incredible. Well, what happens? The stock market crashes, takes a hit, millions of dollars are lost.
Isn't that wild?
Millions. It's incredible how instantly something like that, it drops 350 points, millions of dollars are lost.
Yeah.
Because people think this is true. Now the president's going to be impeached, brought down to Chinatown, whatever, and the whole thing comes to a halt. Trump tweets out like, if you're in the stock market, I would recommend suing ABC News if you lost money in the stock market. He's tweeting at people that.
God.
Oh, which is so fucking
And by the
funny.
way, I've heard several people say that even had he ordered him to contact Russia during the election, it's not necessarily a crime,
Totally right.
So everybody's getting all giddy about this stuff. And
yeah, it's just Don Jr. was like, hey, ABC News, you knew this was bullshit, 5 minutes after you reported it. You just misreported it. Why did it take you so long to change it? I understand that getting 200 retweets is not common for you guys, and so this must have been a hard opportunity for you to pass up or something like that. Oh, it's just incredible, man.
Fake
it's just,
news.
So ABC's, we deeply regret and apologize for the serious error we made yesterday. As a result of our continued reporting over the next several hours, ultimately we determined the information was wrong, and we corrected the mistake on air and online. Effective immediately, Brian will be suspended for 4 weeks without pay. You go to your room for a timeout. Oh, it's just unbelievable.
Hey, speaking of money and investments, our buddy Mark Leibovitz wants to know, does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family, set aside money for retirement. Do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms? How could you know if you don't have a plan? Let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure your money is working as hard as you are. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
I really hate this. It all kind of fits that scope of, well, let's just declare something criminal and then we'll find the evidence to prove it, which is kind of how it feels with a lot of these.
There's no question that's what's going on
with the Mueller thing. His counsel running wild, but it also feels like that way with the reporters, where typically a reporter will give the president a break, cut him some slack a little bit. They'll laugh at you when you walk into a door, or you say, there's a saying in Tennessee, I believe it's in Tennessee too, fool won't get fooled again. Like, they'll make fun of that, but as far, they're not going to look for ways to just absolutely 100% of the time make you look like shit.
Out the window.
And so that's the
now,
part.
In their defense, Trump has attacked them repeatedly throughout the campaign and called them all liars, and so to not take it personally would be kind of an outstanding maneuver by them, I think.
Yeah.
Professional maneuver.
Who's the one that's supposed to be above it?
Yeah.
Which one? Because they probably both are. It's a chicken or the egg, Yeah. I mean, they're both supposed to be someone that you can trust. I was watching Saturday Night Live over the weekend, and their Weekend Update crew, what's his name, Colin Jost, was like, just think about this for a second. He goes, the president tweeted out this week that and accused a major morning talk show host of possible murder, and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a story. And it's like, think about it.
It's just a thing now.
President Obama basically accuses someone of murder.
Right.
And everyone just goes, yeah, that's what he does. That's our guy. That's what he does. It is incredible. But there's a couple FBI guys, agents or one FBI agent that's been removed from the Mueller case, the probe, because they found out that, and I guess he was removed a while ago, and nobody knew why. And this is something that the public has a right to know. We if there's someone being removed from public office like that, you have a right to know. And so there were some of the committees, some of the the checkup committees, whatever they're called, were like, yeah, we need to know
oversight.
Yeah, the oversight committees, like, we need to know why this guy was gone, and they just kept getting blown off. Well, it turns out those guys are supposed to be just right down the middle.
Objective as objective can be.
Yeah, and they're human. I get that, but
go where the facts lead us.
Exactly. And so they found like some not tweets, but emails and texts between him and his lover, some chick that was worked on staff too. He was cheating on his wife with her, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but I don't know what they are yet. We don't know exactly what they said, but
something disparaging to Trump.
Yeah, disparaging to Trump, pro-Hillary, and they were going back and forth, and it gave the impression that they were showing favoritism. And that guy was working on the Russia probe thing. And it's like, dude. And so finally, Mueller's got to cut the guy loose, and that just leaves Trump to sit there and go, Russia, 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 exactly. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit we're dealing with. This guy, pro-Hillary, was in charge of looking at her email scandal? Really?
No wonder she wasn't indicted.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it just feeds the narrative further and further. And so anyway, Nunes, who was House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, he's outraged about Nunes, yeah. By hiding from Congress and from the American people, documented political bias by a key FBI head investigator for both the collusion probe and the Clinton email investigation, the FBI and DOJ engaged in a willful attempt to thwart Congress's oversight responsibility. This is part of a months-long pattern by the DOJ and FBI stonewalling and obstructing this committee's oversight work, particularly oversight of their use of the Steele dossier, too. And now,
dossier. Dossier. Pronounced by Dick Morris on this very show. The dossier.
Well, now they've said, oh, yeah, because they've been like, we want to talk to him, we want to interview him, this and that, the oversight committee. And now yesterday they were like, oh, yeah, you can interview him. And they're like, oh, go fuck yourself. I see through that. Now that it's public, now after months,
Right.
you can let us talk to him, assholes. So anyway.
Games.
I just worry that all these little things, fuck, you want to be able to trust your Department of Justice. You want to be able to trust your media. Like, those are things that make the whole thing work.
I don't trust anybody anymore. I don't.
Trust
That's
no one.
awful.
I know.
That's awful. It's awful. I was talking
It's
about
not an original thought either. I think probably 99% of us out there just, you can't trust anybody. Take everything with a grain of salt. Look at it, whether there's an R or a D in front of them, and
I know.
Be suspicious of everything.
I was talking to my brother.
I hate that because I'm not the type to always be suspicious.
No.
And always be conspiratorial.
No.
But absolutely, there's a war going on.
I know.
And it's very clear.
And, I was talking to my brother over the weekend who is not a fan of Trump at all. And he's not a Democrat, he's not a Republican, but he doesn't like Trump, and he would have voted for Hillary. He liked Obama, so he's that asshole. So he's watching shit that's going to tell him that he's right.
Yeah,
so he's going to watch Rachel Maddow. And so I'm talking to him, and he's throwing at me the left-wing talking points.
You're throwing Tucker Carlson at him.
Right. And so I'm going, well, gee, here's actually what happened with that story. Boom, and I shoot it down. Because I watch a lot of both, and so I know what their game is and how they both take a set of facts and then bend it which way they want. Fox is just as guilty. I'm not excusing them.
Absolutely.
I said, but gee, do you understand why this is dangerous? Because everyone who believes like you is only watching one thing, and they're getting what they want. And because what ends up happening is you go, how come everyone on the right is fucking insane? Why are these people crazy and they hate our country?
Well, a great real-world example. He talks to these black chicks for a half hour.
Yeah.
It shows interest in them, talks to them like a human being. He indicates that he voted for Trump, and boom, he's a racist.
Dude, and it wasn't even, honestly, I know that it wasn't even like, yeah, maybe. She flat just said, yeah. I said, are you saying that you think I'm a racist now? She said, yeah, you obviously are. That was the phrasing exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously are a racist. Really?
Well, you're better off without that girl than he.
I agree.
Yeah.
Although she wasn't even the one I was interested out of the three anyway. She was actually the one that got really mad at me was the least of the three because of her attitude. She was really kind of being bitchy and tired while there was another one that I was more into.
What was the other one? Describe her.
I don't even know, man. But she was
She have a nice fat ass.
Get some measurements.
She was close. She had a decent chest going. And
C's, D's, B's?
I don't even know what the differences are, to be honest with you. But I know D's are big and I know A's are small, but I don't really. I couldn't tell.
Somewhere in between.
You can't figure out what a B and a C would be, then, E?
Not really. But, and yeah, anyway, that's to Jay's point, though. You're right. I talked to them for a half an hour, man. And honestly, granted, I'm drunk and granted, I'm kind of like hitting on these girls, but I was absolutely like, oh, where do you work? What do you guys do? What did you
it's
do
a
tonight?
sad state, man. It's a sad state because my point to him was if you're on the left, you think not that the people on the right are misinformed. They're
idiots.
Insane.
Evil and possibly racist.
Evil, racist, and hate the country.
Yeah.
And if you're on the right, you're being fed. The people on the left are insane and are trying to destroy your country.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, neither side is insane or trying to ruin the country. Most of us aren't
The fringe
radical
elements of
racists.
both sides are.
Yeah.
But no, 90% of us are in that middle ground where it's
I know.
If we could just have a dialogue, Mike, like a serious dialogue.
Well, dialogue is pointless. 'Cause
Hashtags?
No one's
Could
listening.
hashtag?
No, hashtags won't work. Dialogues won't work.
What do we do?
Well, here's what it boils down to, and I hate to sound like
Listen
a
up,
broken
E.
record,
He's
but
going to solve it.
no, I'm not going to solve it.
I'm ready.
Gather around, kids.
I think
Uncle Mike's going to solve this.
our
It's the
country.
biggest conundrum in our country right now. Mike's going to solve
I'm
it.
going to take this section and send it off to the national news. So get ready.
Okay. Here
Do we have
go.
any American music or something?
Oh,
God bless
I got
America.
a drum roll.
No, I need more.
Here
I
comes
need
Uncle
more.
Mike.
Here's the realization that I've come to is that I'll have that up if you got some like.
There we go.
This country has gotten too big. With 350 million
Hold
people.
on. Two of us are going to take a knee real quick.
Yeah, go. E, raise a fist, will you? Can you put a black glove on and raise the fist?
Okay.
All right.
Some God Bless America.
All right, we're going lyric. All right, I wasn't expecting lyrics
Okay,
behind me.
I know I just did the first God Bless America that showed up. Here, okay, fine.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You forgot what you were going to say.
You're going to solve the problem.
Look, listen. I think we've gotten to a point in this country where we're four separate countries. What is most important to people on the West Coast doesn't mean shit to people in the Midwest, And what's important to those in the South,
Texas was right. God damn it. Get off my land.
what matters, like the Confederate flag in the South, the people on the West Coast don't give a shit about. They don't understand the pride.
The fucking pride that comes with the stars and bars. I don't want you in the debate. You're not a part of this. And I don't give a shit about your fucking polluted ocean. Fix your ocean yourself.
The people on the East Coast don't give a shit what's going on. We're selfish people, and we're having one dude and one group of people trying to make decisions for 300+ million
We're a disparate
people.
nation, aren't we, Mike?
And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We need different things. So I don't
That's
know
why
what we do
identity
about
politics is so tough, and that's largely
it.
why
And
we're
dangerous.
here. Yeah.
And it's dangerous to have a media that you go, nobody says anything. It drives me out of my fucking mind that it's like, Rachel Maddow can say this, Tucker Carlson can say this. They're both probably somewhat full of shit, and no one has a problem. Why isn't that a problem for people? Why can Brian Ross, what do you mean he's suspended? Fuck you, dude. You crashed. People lost millions of dollars because of your stupid
Mark
reporting.
will get it back. Don't worry. I already talked to him. He's going to double what we lost in earnings by tomorrow. He's on it.
It's inexcusable. The mountains of money these elite fucking pricks in our media are making. It's nauseating.
God bless America.
And they show their true colors time and again. They're not looking out for the people. Get out of there. I'm tired of you making $20
End it big,
million
Mike.
a
End
year.
it big. End it big.
I'm tired of it. We need 4 presidents.
He solved it in the last moment. 4 presidents.
Holy shit.
That's the conclusion. That's the solution. 4 presidents.
Right.
You want
at the
Clinton,
end.
take her. You can have her.
Out east.
Her reign ends here. The Florida-Bama line.
No, can we do 4 presidents?
You want to split the country?
Dude, it'd be a nice test. We're still all Americans, but it'd be a nice test to see, like, wow, man, that fucking, who knew? Trump's killing it in the South. Wow, Hillary's doing shit back here
I
on
think
the
that's
West
honestly
Coast.
why we have the state and federal system. I don't want to like have a civics lesson here, but I think the disparity between
Don't shoot
states
holes
and
in the
regions
plan.
is actually because that's part of it. That
Yeah.
we were set up to operate as single states.
Yeah.
and then federally.
Yeah, but
the
people
federal
don't want
The
that
government.
to
federal
happen,
government is
though.
not supposed to do that
Right.
much. It's supposed to mostly be run
Yes.
by our local
Preach it.
crap.
Preach
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Protect the country, goddammit. Protect the country.
No, I know, but the Republicans want to fucking narrow that government, and the Democrats want it bigger, and so it's a real problem. It's a problem, and I look at this down the road.
4 presidents.
I look at this down the road and I go,
don't hate
well,
it.
what happens when you have an entire population that goes, fuck, I don't believe my media. I don't believe my media. That to me is so critically dangerous because when real shit hits and real news stories, the first thing you and I think, Jay, is like, I don't know what he's saying there, man. I don't know if I believe that. I don't believe that.
Takes a critical thinker these days, doesn't it, Mike?
It does. And most people, I don't blame them. They don't have the time
Yeah.
for that shit. And if it's not a passion of yours, why
Right.
would you? You're not,
Just want to hear the news.
Yeah.
and it's so filtered through a political view now.
Yeah. I am interested in this book, though, that's coming out. Order This E for us. It's called Let Trump Be Trump. And it's kind of, they went inside the Clinton
Yeah,
campaign.
I read about this too.
Dude, this is going to be hilarious. It's written by Corrie Lewandowski and
Former campaign manager.
and David Bossy, who was on the campaign with Trump as well. And so we're advanced copies are going out. The Post got one over the weekend, and so we're just starting to get little tidbits about it coming out. And apparently, some of the details in there are like Elton John music was played so fucking loud on Trump's plane all the time that staffers had trouble thinking. He just
Like Candle in the Wind?
Hell yes, dude. Yellow Brick Road, Candle in the Wind. Is it Danny's song?
I don't know.
Whatever. But yeah, I don't know which
Rocket Man?
Rocket Man, yeah. But he's just blaring it. Turn it up. It's LT. The book also details his penchant for fast food and the timing. Think about that. You've seen the parade of cars going down the street when you've got a motorcade for the president.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Imagine when it's like, quick, I'm having a Big Mac attack. Pull into McDonald's.
Shit.
It's so funny for a guy who just makes fun of so many other people for flaws and fat girls, and he eats fast food. Taco Bell? I mean,
Dude.
Taco Hell?
They say on Trump Force One, there were 4 major food groups: McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, pizza, and Diet Coke.
Wow.
Also on board his campaign plane were stockpiles of Vienna fingers. Those are the cookies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Potato chips, pretzels, and Oreos.
Damn.
This is the bus. This is the party bus to be on. For dinner, Trump often ate for dinner 2 Big Macs and 2 Filet-O-Fishes and a chocolate
gross.
shake.
Oh, man.
Not a bad dinner, actually.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
I love a fillet of fish.
Another bizarre detail describes Hope Hicks. She's hot as
Communications
shit,
director.
too. She's the White House communications director
Yeah.
now, isn't she? But, yeah, she's the one that we were emailing with when we were trying to get anyone from the campaign on the air. But she's smoking hot, and one of her early jobs was to steam his pants and suit while he wore it. While he's wearing it. Get in tight, Hopes. Don't burn my balls, Hope. And so one day, she forgot her steaming machine, and so Trump was like, God damn it, Hope. How the hell could you forget the machine? He was all pissed off at her. One of the other ones, Lewandowski is talking about Paul Manafort. So Paul Manafort one day said, I think Trump should not appear on TV anymore. And Trump went off the fucking deep end and called Manafort, called him from a helicopter. Calls him from a helicopter. I'll go on TV anytime I goddamn fucking want, and you won't say another fucking word about it. I'm a pro at life. I've been around a time or two. I know guys like you with your hair and your skin.
Sweet.
I hope that quote is exactly true.
It's quoted. I know guys like you with your hair and your skin.
Hair and skin.
I'm a pro at life.
Pull up Paul Manafort. I'm blanking on what he looks like.
You'll know him.
Yeah, I know I will. I'm just...
See, if he would have said that to Roger Stone, I'd go, yeah. Roger Stone is always trying. He's got that fucked up hairline from plugs, and his suits are always obnoxious. He just looks like a rat.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. So that's when I'm a pro at life.
His hair's all coiffed.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Dude, that book is going to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about trying to put that together. It's like nobody thought it was going to go anywhere.
And it's not a hit piece because it's by Lewandowski, who's still his boy to some extent.
Oh,
So it's not going
sure.
to just be like trashing him left and right.
Anyway, moving on to other things.
Before you do that, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. 5 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, 2 in Shelby Township, as you know. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, and half-off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations at hamlinpubs.com. They have great turkey burgers, by the way.
Do they?
Always
get one over there?
I'm always getting turkey burgers there.
Dude, I had someone say that to me the other day. Like, it's surprising how good the fucking food is here.
It's
like,
delish.
There's a lot of bars, bar food.
Oh,
people
yeah,
think
it's
of.
not bar food.
Not at all. And a few people say that. And I agree, man. Everything I've ever had there has been really good. But
The Brussels sprouts were excellent.
I don't
Got a side
I
of
don't do
Brussels.
I would have
sprouts.
actually done. I would have honestly would have gotten those if I had known. I would have loved to have some Brussels sprouts.
Jay, I had a specific question for you. I think you will answer it differently than E and I would. E or I would. Do you feel like video games are, honest to God, are having a negative effect on our children? I don't mean like they play too much of them, but like the violence, the sex.
I think probably
that shit.
There's some desensitization
Yeah.
that's involved when. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
they're the cause of these mass shootings and all that, but I don't doubt that plays a part.
Well, I don't know, man. I never. I was always like, yeah, fuck you, man. Freedom of speech, whatever, dude. You don't like it, don't buy it. You keep an eye on your own kid. And you and I got into that vicious fight early on about Sports Illustrated, and when they were putting some skank on the cover, and I was like, fuck you, keep an eye on your kid. And you came out with a great response, which was like, fuck you, that's impossible. Shit's everywhere.
Yeah, right.
You can't literally hold their hand through life. I mean, they're gonna see it.
Culture
so.
is inundated by sex and violence.
Yeah.
I always laugh at that when you have a celebrity or something like Britney Spears gets criticized for being, too scantily clad, and her response, well, then, just watch what your kids are buying and watching. Like, I get it. That's our job, and you do your best, and you can't block that sort of thing. It's just part of the culture.
And you're swamped by it. And, we laugh about the pageants we see, and it's like, you could never have a Mr. America pageant where guys come parading out in bikinis and, half a ball hanging out and just be like, oh, he's gorgeous. He's dumb as shit, but
look at side ball. Look at that side ball.
Look at the side ball he's showing. How respectable.
Veiny.
Wow, it's very veiny. Not much hair, which is a good style nowadays.
Looks like a baby Robin.
Yes, you would never do that. Oh, what a brave choice. What a brave choice to show both sides of half ball.
He's going baby Robin on us. Look at that. Mr. Argentina.
Jay, I don't know if you noticed this when he walked by, but they appeared to be oiled balls. Did he oil his balls, could you tell?
I think he did, possibly.
Yeah, they looked slick and they looked gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. What a brave choice. Like, no, it's laughable to even think.
Now, your comparison has to be ball to labia, though, you know?
But we
Majora.
don't have, but no, we don't, because tits, women pop up the tits. They can show some toe. We've seen some impressive camel toe over the years.
We have.
But the only thing that's going to be like, wow, like eyes up here, ladies, eyes up here, is going to be balls.
That's all we have.
That's all we got. So we've got to hang balls. I'm sorry. But I ask because, these video games that have come out, they're getting so realistic. And, I was the first to buy them at, Grand Theft Auto. And it's like, oh, so I can just run around town, murder everybody, get a hooker, fuck her in the car, beat her to death, and steal her money.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I'm in. And so that's what we do. It's like, oh, there's a cop. I'm going to murder him while I'm going, and I'm going to steal his cop car, and then I'm going to steal the police helicopter and rain holy hell down on the community. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say, like, oh, yeah, that's where, it desensitizes a kid to seeing that. But maybe our movies do. When you see people just, like, at point blank, boom, shoot someone in the face, and, brains splatter on the wall.
How can it not?
Yeah. So there's a new video game coming out, and there were some ratings done. I think right now overseas or in Europe somewhere, and so the rating systems are different. And they're wondering what to give this thing. But there's a new game out and depicting child abuse, domestic violence. It's been condemned as repulsive by some of the campaigners that are trying to get this thing shut down. In one scene, a girl aged about 10 is heard screaming as her father beats her to death in her bedroom. Elsewhere, she says, "He's coming. He's going to hurt me." The child runs upstairs, trailed menacingly by her belt-wielding father, who shouts, "Alice, Daddy's very mad."
Even though he's coming?
Yeah, I know.
A weird time to get mad.
So,
It's my happiest time.
so you're probably wondering what this game is called.
What is it?
Detroit, Become Human.
Come on, man.
It's made by Sony.
Shit.
Yes. So I think it's like, I watched some of the clips for it, and you can already buy it on Amazon. I mean, use our link if you have to buy this game. You can reserve a copy because it doesn't come out till 2018. But
Amazon.
You are given choices like what your move is. So there's a little girl, and I don't know if this is the whole game. I think there's probably other scenes in the game. But in this one, Daddy's a violent, drunk, whatever, comes home, and they've got a maid and Alice. And he's just a dick to all of them. And you get to choose. Like, it's like he says, "Alice, Daddy's really mad." And then it'll stop and be like, "What do you want to do? Does the maid want to tackle Daddy, try to reason with him?"
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, and so it's basically like those books where it's like run upstairs and go out the window, and then it tells you what happened when you did that. And so it's your fault, basically, if she gets beaten to death by her father. Kara it's a near future in the U.S. city, Detroit, it's called. The game features lifelike androids, which have become part of society. So some of them are human, some are androids, you don't really know. And
that's how they get away with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a robot they're killing.
So the cyborg housekeeper is Kara and can decide how the story unfolds by making choices with the controllers. Kara goes to work for Todd, an abusive father who orders her to clean the house, look after the daughter. The storyline soon takes a dark turn when Todd explodes with rage over dinner, blames his daughter for the breakup of his marriage, tosses the table. They're having spaghetti. Spaghetti goes everywhere. It's a mess. And screams, "Alice, maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's my fault your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore. Walked out on me for a fucking accountant." Oh, he's all pissed
That's
off.
Todd.
Yeah, that's Todd. Yeah. He looks like a dick face. Is that just a screenshot, or is there a video that plays?
No.
'Cause you can pull up video and stuff.
Did you want me to?
Yeah, you can pull up a second of it,
Give me
sure.
a second.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I guess, what do they give them, mature ratings? I think ratings for video games are different than they are for, like, TV shows. But I read that, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's a great fucking idea to have dad holding a 10-year-old girl down and smacking the shit out. I just
Seems a bit much.
And that's me saying that. I don't want anything censored. And, part of their argument was like, for people that are into beating the shit out of their fucking kids, this is going to be like porn for them, this video game. And, we're desensitizing people, and it's a problem for people that have been abused as children, blah, 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 that whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, well, what about all the murder and sex in all these video games then? I mean, if that's honestly your angle, that you're worried about hurting people, you could blow people's brains out 100
Where do you
different
stop?
ways.
I mean,
like,
toothpaste is out of the tube, man.
Yeah.
Our culture is really quite far down the line.
Yeah, well, we didn't have mass shootings going on when Pac-Man was in our game console.
True that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's like we've coddled people into thinking they're all amazing, and then when they realize, oh, fuck, I suck, they can't handle it, and they go shoot up a school, or if it's that they're playing those games. I don't know, man. It's probably a combination of both, but go ahead, play a second of it.
This is the trailer, I guess.
All right.
Better be goody.
Hell yeah. Of course, it's called Detroit.
Very futuristic looking.
Yeah, kind of looks like a Detroit street.
Yeah, a little bit.
Fuck, did Todd just get
Oh,
out?
Todd's
home.
pissed.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess.
Yeah.
You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals.
Oh, shit.
That's Alice.
Mom's
You look
spaghetti.
after
It's
her.
going to flip the table.
Homework, bath, all that crap.
There's no way that chick is
Got
way
it.
too hot to be with Todd.
Right away, Todd.
No, she's just the maid. Looks after Kara.
The android maid, right? She has
Aren't you
Yeah.
going to school today?
And so Kara's going to drop a couple hints like, fuck, I'm being beaten by this guy.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
Poor little girl. She gives her a key. That's going to unlock everything.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
Pills and a gun. Wow.
Oh, fuck. There's Todd.
You
He
shouldn't
saw
mess
that.
around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
What are you looking at?
Oh, boy. Heads up.
Goes mom's spaghetti.
Maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's
Oh,
my fault
shit.
your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore walked out on me for a fucking account.
Oh, shit.
Come back here.
That meal is ruined.
Stay there.
I'd watch this as a movie.
Fucking move. Alice!
See that? So you can either
Daddy's
not
coming
move.
back.
Gotcha.
You-
You
you-
choose your own adventure. there.
Yeah, you choose your own adventure.
Why does he need a maid in a house like that, man? Looks like a crack house, like on 8
Yeah,
Mile.
it's probably something where you got a discount Android maid or something. And you
Yeah,
can
and the
smack
wife
her.
laughed, and it was probably great before. But
Fucking accountant.
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's I don't know where.
What's
I
the
come down on
market
that.
for that? Like, who buys that? I don't know.
People like me usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it'll
Curious
do
to
well.
get the new thing. Yeah.
I bet it will do well. Anyway, let's take a quick break. We never mentioned this last week, Jay, but the guy that went on that murder spree in Tampa was caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of got caught by being stupid. Really.
Very stupid.
And his
But the-
parents are speaking out too.
The person who turned him in though got a hefty reward. It's
Really?
nice to hear. Yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't hear about the reward. We'll get into that more next. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. God, just eating a carrot.
Could have taken a second. Finish that carrot, Mike.
I thought I finished it. Those are good carrots.
Yeah, well, have the whole bag.
Boy, oh boy, I never thought, with all eyes on me, how long it would take to eat that carrot.
You can chew a carrot for as long as you want, if you think about it.
I think you're right.
You could go 10 minutes if you wanted. I think you just swallow through just experiential swallowing. You're just like, well, it's time to swallow. Now I've been chewing this thing.
I've chewed this long enough. I think I'll swallow now. Yeah, good point. Anyway, it was a good carrot. Carrots must be in season right now. Hey, we mentioned the kid that murdered those people in Tampa before the break. There was a word of a serial killer on the loose. And those are the most dangerous ones because they're the ones that don't have a motive. You know, when you just randomly walk up behind a dude and shoot him in the back of the head, there's very little to tie you to him, and so it makes it very hard. So it was a nightmare for Tampa Bay, that whole area where it's like there are flyers everywhere. Do you recognize this guy's gait as he walked? They had like one image of him walking across the street or something.
Yeah, like a youngish black guy.
Yeah.
And apparently these people were being shot at bus stops or around bus stops, right?
And they don't think it was race because he's a black guy, but he shot black people, white people, 2 Mexicans, I think. But it was always late at night, dark, and he'd just walk up behind him and shoot him in the head and just keep going about his day. Incredible, yeah. Trey Donaldson is his name. Howell Trey. They called him Trey. But this moron worked at McDonald's out there and went into McDonald's, and I don't think he'd worked there that long. It's not like he had 6 years under his belt and was like boys with the manager there or whatever. He walks in and he's like, hey, can you put this somewhere for me? And it's a loaded 9mm. And the manager chick is just like, yeah, no problem. And so he leaves to go clean up or whatever. And she immediately calls the authorities and is like, what?
Was it that clear? I thought it was in a bag, in his defense. I thought he handed her a bag, and he was like, whatever you do, don't look in it. Just put this somewhere. And she's like,
got to look in it.
Whatever you do, don't look in it. Of course I'm going to look. It's heavy. She looks in it. It's a 9mm.
I wonder what her thought was at that moment. Like, worst case scenario, is it going to be like a dildo? Or is it going to be cash? A gun? You know, like, I don't know what I would think, but I think I would have to open it too.
Dildo.
Well, you know, whatever you do, don't look in it. I mean, there's only so many things that would be embarrassing or horribly incriminating, and you would think, well, he wouldn't be dumb enough to give me a loaded gun that he used in multiple murders, would he? So I would think dildo. My first thought would be he's got a dildo that he wants.
Dildo or vibrator?
Either or, maybe both. If the bag was big enough. And so she calls, and it turns out that this is the gun used in the things, and they
all 5 or all 4 killings. Right?
I guess, yeah. There's and so they haul the kid in, arrest him, and the parents are just like, what? I mean, imagine if you had no idea, out of the blue. This kid went to college. He's 24 years old.
Was he a basketball player at St. John's or some shit? Yeah.
Yes.
Weird.
And so the parents are just like, we haven't spoken to him yet. We're absolutely blown away. I felt devastated. But they're like, we absolutely support our son through this. You know, we're not going to turn our back on him. I don't think most parents would.
What does supporting your son through this mean?
Yeah, well, occasionally you'll see someone
go to court. I don't know.
You'll see someone that murders a bunch of people, and it's like, yeah, he's a monster. We've seen parents go, he's a monster.
He's beaten his mother all his life.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I can't believe I feel terrible for the victims, blah, blah, blah. But these parents, it sounds like, you know, here they've raised this kid. He's working at McDonald's. He's gone to college and played ball and was looking to get a degree to do like
for a St. John's education, by the way.
Yeah, oof. I know. Part-time. I don't know. He's just
okay.
To kill a few months before he took on the bigger
role.
role.
A few months. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I felt devastation for the families. His mom, Rosita, said when it first started, I prayed for those families. And now this, when they arrested my son, I felt devastated because I love my son. The parents described their son as hardworking young man with many friends. Attended St. John's. He planned to start a career in sports management. Donaldson was arrested after police received that tip from the staff member there. He's been charged now with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Mayor Bob Buckhorn said, 51 days ago, I said this was a struggle between good and evil. Well, tonight, goodness has won.
Bob Buckhorn.
Yeah, that's words from Bob Buckhorn. I would tell Bob, like, the whole good and evil thing, it sounds more like you stopped the evil. I don't know if good won out, though. Like,
Yeah.
You got 4 dead, murdered bodies. It's like, okay, if you want to go good, and there's a fight between good and evil, and
put a cork in the evil.
We put a cork in evil.
I mean, that's
the best we could do. There was very little good that come out of this. You know what I mean? Like,
we blocked evil for a day.
In order for good to have come out and us to say good won, it was like, yeah, we stopped the very first one. Good won out over evil.
Or those 4 people rose up from the dead.
Not likely.
And are walking amongst us.
Not likely. And so, yeah, I'll give him you corked evil. Fair enough? He corked evil. Or McDonald's corked evil.
Dude, the McDonald's employee, though, got the whole damn reward. Which,
too soon. It's too soon.
It's not. Listen, the McDonald's employee who turned over a gun used in a string of slayings in the Tampa area will receive every penny of the promised $110,000 reward. Delonda Walker, the manager of the local fast food chain, has been hailed as a hero for her role, blah, blah, blah. She worked with Walker where he was arrested and asked to hold a bag that contained a gun. Walker saw the weapon, handed it to the Tampa cops sitting in the restaurant. The gun happened. It was shown to have been used
my
in all
story
4
was
slayings.
so much different. My story literally said she was handed the gun and then called the police. I didn't know they were
Fake
in
news.
McDonald's.
Fake. It's all
See?
fake news. Talked about being able to trust your news people.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
trust Mike, trust me.
That's right.
Crime Stoppers of Tampa Bay initially declined to give Walker the $5,000 portion of the reward they promised because she did not report her tip through their line.
Oh, fuck you.
But they got,
no.
They got
Wrong.
pressure, so they reversed course.
Good.
Tampa businessman Richard Gosmart personally delivered a
asshole.
check for $9,000, which he promised to donate to the reward fund dedicated to generating tips. And the rest of the 110 is coming from several different agencies, including $80,000 from law enforcement agencies and another $25,000 from donors. The police confirmed at the press conference.
No.
I always thought that was like information leading to the arrest and conviction of.
Arrest and conviction.
It's
We're at the
very
arrest
technical.
stage. Dude, we're at the arrest
Yes.
stage. And, calling the tip line, that's bullshit. Fuck you, Crime Stoppers.
that's brutal.
Gives you a bad name. I'm never calling you if I get information you need. But yeah, dude, it's the arrest and conviction. What if this guy's found to be totally innocent? You can't take the money back from her. She's going to have that spent within 3 weeks.
According to his parents, he's
dude,
a fine, upstanding young man.
She's one Porsche away from being broke.
I hear you.
You know what I
Porsche,
mean?
But
Yeah. She's going to go buy a $110,000 Porsche, as she should, and take that to McDonald's every day. Well, you know that. I know that.
Oh, yeah, she's keeping her job, right?
What are you going to do? Go in there and rip the keys out of her hand when they find out that old Trey here is innocent as shit? I hope he's innocent. I hope he's not the guy and the murders continue now.
You
I
hope evil wasn't courted?
I hope evil wasn't
Oh,
courted.
my gosh.
Because they prematurely gave the money away.
Strong statement, Mike.
I hope we uncork evil just to teach them a lesson that, no, we mean what we say when we say the arrest and conviction.
You don't
arrest
even
and
know,
conviction.
though. Have you looked into their law or their statement on this exact thing?
It always says leads to the arrest and conviction.
It does.
Oh,
In
why
Mike's
wouldn't
defense,
it?
it always does.
Well,
But
leads to the arrest. What if I just go, yeah.
Still
Oh,
saying
I got a tip. Jay's your guy. He's been murdering everybody. And they arrest you.
Why
Where's
would
my
they-
money? Give me my money.
why
Give
would
me
they
my
pay
money.
this, though, man? I mean,
They wouldn't.
You don't think...
They
okay,
already
well,
tried to get out of it
they're
based on the
confirming.
call. You think they wouldn't? I mean, if they tried to get out of it based on the fact that she didn't make the call to the tip line, don't you think they would check
Fine.
into the situation?
I'll give you this. If evil is uncorked and this turns out to be false, I want her to keep the money. And we start from scratch. We raise more money. She gets to keep her Porsche.
The holiday season has come upon us. Gross. And that means 2 things. 1, Etard will be taking his second shower of the year. And 2, Zott M59 Dodge Ram has rolled out its big finish to 2017. Celebrate Santa by leasing a new 18 Ram Bighorn crew cab 4x4 at just $177 a month. This is a fully loaded Ram Bighorn, and the lease is only 24 months. Get details and surf their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
Any opinion on Milo Yiannopoulos?
Any opinion on him?
Remember, he got in some
he's,
trouble.
yeah, he's
for,
outspoken. I kind of like people who are outspoken.
and he's right wing, so he's conservative.
He's an interesting guy because he's openly gay.
Dates black guys.
Yeah,
And has, I think, Jewish parent or something, and so he's been called a racist, homophobic, Nazi sympathizer, and it's like, this is just hilarious. Like the tags that are thrown on this
he doesn't
gay guy
fit
who dates
that.
exclusively black guys. I think he got married recently to someone. I don't know if the guy was black.
Congratulations, Milo.
Yes. He's got a new book coming out, though, and I'm interested in that. Why don't we order that one, E? It's called Despicable. Unlike his other books that are usually about him, this one's all about about Hollywood and, like, the sex scandal that's going on in Hollywood.
Cranked that one out, huh? You
Yeah.
had some busy weekends.
I don't know. It's a book about sex crimes in Hollywood. People have asked me a lot about it. I'll be talking about my own experiences in the book, But unlike my other ones, this will be all about Hollywood and how they got themselves into the Weinstein, Kevin Spacey mess that they're in. I can tell you in my book, I have 2 famous people that will be naming names. A music star and someone from TV. They haven't spoken to anybody else. Why? They don't trust the mainstream media and will only speak to me. He'll expose the sordid, sexually abusive, hypocritical world of Hollywood. He does think, though, that this is not going to end well. Like, so many people are so quick to jump to, like, #MeToo. Oh, my God, this is amazing. You know, brave women coming forward, and we're outing all this stuff. He's like, yeah.
It's a boy who cried wolf kind of thing is going to happen, and there's going to be sort of a boomerang effect, right?
Probably. And, well, he says, look, you're going to have 5 years, 10 years where Hollywood, really takes a licking. He said, but in my opinion, this is going to be even worse for women in the end. He said, because what you're going to end up with was what I did. I said, we don't hire women here. Yeah. He said, women just won't be hired for power positions. It's like, so you can, all the brave shit, like there's one way to stop sexual harassment on the set. Is to hire less women. And it's like, can you imagine if that's
That'd be illegal, Mike.
The turn this takes? Yeah, legal schmeagle, whatever. Everyone's breaking the law. So anyway.
Trixie Hobbitses.
So order that book, E. Can you do that? Do you remember the other book you have to order?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
I'll remember it later.
No, Jesus, come on. Little pop quiz. What do we ask you to order? There are 2 books today. Name
well, I already know
name one of them.
The Milo
okay,
one,
name the other.
What is it?
What was it?
Corrie Lewandowski.
Just don't
Corrie Lewandowski wrote it.
Hope Hicks was mentioned. I know
Could have been about a politician.
Oh, yeah. The Trump one. Trump.
Yeah.
Trump.
Just Google the Trump one.
Trump is Trump.
Trump is Trump. Very good.
Trump being Trump. Let Trump be Trump.
Thank you.
Okay, well.
Cool. Jot those down, E. A little more stuff coming out of Matt Lauer. I guess there were 7 more women that came out over the weekend. It's Matt Lauer. I imagine there's probably 100.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
it's
there
funny.
be?
I noticed on TMZ they said that his favorite restaurant in New York will not be shutting him.
They'll shut him out, or they won't?
No, they won't be.
There's a chop house right across the street from him that he hangs out in alone.
Him and his family are his blood, and if he comes the first time he comes in, I'll hug him. The owner, the guy
family.
said.
Sounds like he's never with his family.
I know
Sounds
that.
like he hasn't been seen with his wife forever. His wife jumped town, right?
I did hear that she's like out of the country.
Yeah.
Like she skipped town completely. But
if she's Dutch, where did she go? Let's say she went back to her homeland.
What, the Netherlands?
Oh, look at Jesus.
I was going to say Dutchness. She went to the Dutchness land. The Netherlands.
She's Dutchnian.
Dutchnian, yeah. No, the articles that I was reading today about this, and I wasn't, I didn't look at too much, but they were talking about how basically they haven't lived together as a couple for years. And that, she was just in the Hamptons and he was in New York, and then they would have this
marriage.
Yeah, they would have this like make-believe family get-togethers on the weekends where he would take the NBC helicopter or whatever and land there and play family for a couple days.
Yeah, that weird one kid with a weird name. What was
Thidges.
that?
Yeah, Thidges. Don't forget about Thidges. And apparently she got so...
Is that really how you say it? Thidges?
Thijs. How would you say it? Thidges.
It's probably some high-minded way, like Thies or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably in the land of Dutchness. It's probably like a popular name.
Right.
So anyway, he's like goes away but she wants to get divorced at one point. She knows he's fucking everything. She wants a divorce, and this moron is like, please. She's pregnant with Thidges at this point, like 6 months pregnant with Thidges, and he's like, please, my image is so important, and all the housewives listen to me and stuff, so I'll give you $5 million cash to not divorce me.
Oh shit!
And so I guess she took the money and unfiled for divorce. And then executives, and before that, he was known as such a fucking playboy that NBC execs were like, "Look, dude, will you get married or something? Because it's not good to have our lead anchor fucking everything that moves around town. The housewives don't want to know that about you." And it's like, within a year, he got married to this chick, and then had to pay her all this money because he didn't want to get divorced. And I was laughing my ass up at some of this stuff. Like, she's an equestrian, her and the daughter.
Oh,
so they're very rarely seen in public, except at equestrian events. It's like, oh, shit. And so Lauer was like, all right, well, here's 38 acres and a barn that holds 40 horses and a paddock stable and a blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God.
All this shit. And they said, Matt himself owns 5 horses, and strong rumor is that every time he's caught cheating, he buys her a horse.
Oh, shit.
That's his 5 horses are the ones he's bought her for every time she's caught him cheating.
Get another horse, honey.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yep, oh, yeah. Here's another horse for you, sweet pea. Dude, don't you think we're at a time where it's like nobody would blink an eye if Matt Lauer was like, it didn't work out, I'm getting divorced?
Yeah, you'd think.
And if he was running around town, would people really give a shit? I don't think they would nowadays.
There definitely was an image, though.
You know,
that was Gab's first reaction. Like, oh, my God, I can't believe that. He seemed like such a family man.
Yeah. It was funny. I was talking to my dad. He was visiting a couple he knows in New York. And these are people that, they go to the music, the
theater.
The high-end, fancy music shit.
Sure.
And so my dad will come to town for those. And the theater, they love going to Broadway. And they love, going to plays off Broadway and all that shit that would drive us nuts. But anyways, he's like, I wanted to watch the 49er game at their
for
house.
yourself, by the way. Me and Isis had a great day at the theater.
I know.
And I would love to go back, Isis.
I would say, that's the other thing, by the way.
Will you accompany me again to a Shakespearean play?
I would be more than happy to.
All right, whatever. So anyway, my dad it was the week the Niners were playing the Giants, the New York Giants, and my dad's like, well, shit, I don't have the package, I can't watch it, but they happen to be playing New York. I'm in New York, so I can get it on local TV. So he's like, Terry, I need to borrow your TV for the afternoon to watch the game. And he's like, oh yeah, no problem, it's in the other room. And it's just like this fucking 18-inch black and white or something with rabbit ears. My dad's like, oh shit, all right, whatever. And my dad tells me he's like, I don't know what they're gonna do. He said this couple, they don't watch anything ever. You can tell by their TV. They don't give a shit about TV. They don't care about anything. The only thing they have this TV for is because they love Charlie Rose. And they watch Charlie Rose.
What?
Anytime they can see Charlie Rose, that's
There has never been a company quite like Amazon.
That guy?
Yeah. And so, now that Charlie Rose is just like, boom, done. He's like, I don't know what they're, might as well throw that thing out the window. So I wonder if there's a lot of people out there that are like strict Matt Lauer fans or Charlie Rose fans.
Yeah, right. There's these housewives that I guess
who are bummed. I'm sure they're big time bummed.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop watching.
I don't really get it, by the way, having said that.
No, I don't either.
No, I guess if you follow someone, if you're a fan, I just don't know how people are a fan of those types of shows. They're just so scripted and so dumb and cheesy and I don't know. It doesn't seem like the kind of person you could get behind with a passion. You know what I mean? Like, I get passionately following someone and a band or an artist, whatever, but
there's some very vanilla conservative
weird.
people out there, and I say conservative, not like Republican, Democrat, conservative, but just just family people who aren't into like edgy humor and all that. And it's just vanilla.
Yeah.
And he's a nice looking guy, and he seems to be a nice guy, and he delivers the news well.
Banging anything that moves. Keegan-Michael Kay, by the way, has a plan to fix this. Keegan gave us AA, Ron.
Yeah. Messed up, AA, Ron.
From Key and Peele. He was giving some speech somewhere, and he's like, I found a way to fix what's going on with the Weinsteins and the Lauers. And then I'm like, oh, great. Someone came up with a solution. Amazing. Let's do this. And so his solution was to put Matt Lauer in high heels and tight pants and brassiere and have him walk down the street and get catcalled. And then chicks are allowed to go up and grope him all over, blah, blah, blah. And he can't report it or he'll be fired, blah, blah. And I'm like, and everyone's like, oh, he might actually be onto something. If we started parading these guys around.
Come on.
But
chicks grabbing his dick, he'd probably just turn around and bone him, right?
Was my exact thought. I was like, there's a humongous difference between a chick randomly grabbing a guy's cock and balls and you grabbing her vagine.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like that guy's going to, what, you want him to come 8 times on the sidewalk as he's walking down being catcalled? Is that his punishment? Is that what you're saying to me right now? I think you need to work this out a little more.
That sucks.
Oh, shit, this backfired. Lauer and Weinstein were in a race to see who could come more times in one block.
Hey, Chuck Rose mentioned moments ago.
Amazon.
There is very little Amazon doesn't have.
There is very little Amazon doesn't have.
Hey, please use our affiliate links. You'll see our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Click on them. Shop away. This is the best time of year to do it. It doesn't cost you any more. The key is, though, that you click through our links. And with Christmas right around the corner, the Yuletide, as it were, Amazon is the place to shop. Also, make sure you're shopping MyPillow.com. For all your betting-related needs, use TDC code for the very best discount.
I was hoping you'd give me enough time to eat that nub of a carrot that was in there.
Gosh.
That
nub. Dude, that nub is in there because I bit that nub off. That had grossness on it.
Oh, awesome.
You know, like the bottom of the carrot, it's got like something black on it. You ate the black thing, man.
Yeah.
You just ate the black thing. What did it taste like?
It was fine until now. Now I could vomit, but
yeah, I bit like before you got in on these carrots.
Shit.
I took a carrot and dude, because it was my bag of carrots.
I know. Why would I not go? Oh, I bet Jay ate half of that.
Right.
Like,
That
why
looks
would there be a
chewed on.
nub? And I thought it looked a little chewed when I was putting it in my mouth. I was so excited to eat it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was on limited time.
The black thing.
I feel like I made out with you and ate something gross. Shit. I didn't like either. How are we doing for email?
We do have some email, Mike. I mentioned met several new listeners at Hamlin, and this was one of them. This is Carrie. Carrie writes in with a grievance.
You know we had fucking 18-year-old girls there, 24-year-old guys there.
You know what I liked was the chick who came in, and she's like, I don't know who the hell you guys are, but my brother told me to come here and get a poster.
Yeah.
And so we gave this girl a poster and sent her on her way. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, this is from Carrie. Talked to her and her husband Dave for a while. They drive down together to work every day and listen to us.
Oh,
Which I
okay.
thought was cute. And they,
Yeah,
oh,
adorable.
Oh, they're listening to us right now. Going, oh my gosh,
Oh.
he's talking about me.
I wonder if they're holding hands while they listen, driving in the car. Holding hands.
Probably.
She's probably going down on him right now. Just on the freeway. Just
Roadie.
He's getting a roadie every day to work.
Yeah, come on, Carrie.
If
be a
not,
gamer.
she should be. At
Oh,
least
yeah.
once for the story.
I would think.
At least once so he can email in and go, dude, bros,
Totally.
you got me a fucking roadie. I haven't had one of those in 20 years. Thank you.
You know, they don't listen to the show, unfortunately, but Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers and my sister
Yeah.
work at the same job right now. And
Really?
they drive in
Ugh.
together, and my sister...
That's brutal, man.
Mongoloid Aaron No, but here's the thing. Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers was happy about this because my sister used to go home and the first half an hour or so of home time was just bitching about work.
Oh,
and
now you get it done.
And now they get it done in the car, and they have a rule that once they're out of the car, then there's no more bitching about work.
Nice.
Gab and I used to drive to work together at one point. We both had jobs like within 10 miles of each other, so we just worked it. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah,
So
it
what,
was
you would
wild.
drop her off and
Yeah.
then go to work? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not too bad.
It was, yeah.
You didn't have two cars, or were you guys trying to save? Like,
Yeah, it was just like, might as well. We can work out our schedule however we want. So.
most people live within 10 miles of their job? Or is that rare?
What? 10 miles?
I live within 10 feet of my job.
You
I
live
do not believe that
within
most
your
people
job.
live within
Yeah.
10 miles of their job.
Yeah, I would think that's kind of rare, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, here goes Carrie's grievance. Tell us what you think, gentlemen. This behavior has been really irking me. Start the clock. People who claim to be germaphobes and use the toilet seat covers, but then proceed to leave said seat covers for others like myself to find. Why do I want to touch your nasty-ass poop-infested seat cover? There are clear directions with pictures for those who are visual learners or can't read like Big E on how to properly use the seat cover and ensure it flushes with your shit. If you fail on executing these steps, you don't deserve to use the seat covers. Ever. I look forward to your rendering on this issue. Goodbye. B.U.I. Carrie.
It's not terrible. I know what she's talking about. Are you familiar with her grievance?
I know what a seat cover is, yes.
Okay.
I'm a human who has been in public.
I've sat in a lot of those public things, and there's nothing worse than when you see one that's clearly had ass cheek creases all up and down it, and is still like mostly out of the bowl, and you're like, you asshole.
Who does that?
Dude, it's simple. That middle part, you need to pop it's only hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
You pop those, and then that sits in the water.
Yes.
It falls into the water, and then the water pulls the rest of it in.
Thank you for that. Yeah. E, are you familiar with this?
Obviously, some people don't know
I
this.
actually usually put just toilet paper down, to be honest with you.
Yeah. How? Like, what are these people doing? Like, taking out the whole circle thing?
I've done that too. Yeah, you can take the whole circle out and just.
And then it sits unless you push it with your foot in there.
Yeah, and it's not.
Who doesn't give it a little push with their toe?
Yeah, I mean, right.
Like, number one, who's grabbing the flusher? You're turning around and kicking the flusher if it's
Yes.
not an automatic, and then you're pushing the seat cover in, right?
if you're
That's the
using a
move.
finger at any point during the toilet use, you're doing it wrong.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time a finger of mine has touched a portable toilet ever.
Public toilet.
Public
yeah.
toilet, yeah. It hasn't.
No, I'm with you.
And if I can't get the flusher to go, that's someone else's problem. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand the circumstance where that thing could stay on there through a flush.
It's because sometimes when you pull it out of the container that it
Yeah.
has on the wall,
It takes out the middle thing.
Yeah, it can take
Okay.
out the middle thing, and then you lay that down.
I'm not calling Carrie a liar.
Yeah.
So she's experienced this, and if she's experienced that, I render it a bona fide grievance. That's nasty. There's no reason you can't just give it a little kick if it's still on there.
Yeah, but then you got to flush again to get it to go down. Unless It seems kind of pussy to me, honestly, because okay, you walk in there, there's only one stall left, and it's got that. You just kick it off yourself.
You've got a point there, Mike, because who doesn't want a clean bowl to start with? So who doesn't give it a big flush anyway if you're really going to sit down and take some action?
Dude, I look to avoid. I look to avoid when I go in there and I see someone's had an explosion that's worked its way up to the dry porcelain and the underside of the bowl. I'll exit.
Yeah,
like
we'll
I'm not
going to
throw.
Bowl.
I need a new bowl.
Ain't nobody.
I need a clean bowl. You know what I'm saying?
I want a fresh bowl. I don't demand a clean bowl, but a fresh bowl. So if I walked upon the scene of what Carrie's seeing, I would absolutely just kick it in myself, give it a nice flush, and as long as it's a fresh bowl,
yeah,
I think I'd then do my business.
Fair enough. So you want to change your rendering?
No, I don't, because I think it's that's animalistic behavior by the person who left that behind. I think that's a bona fide. You shouldn't have to walk into that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to do it.
Maybe. I'm leaning towards pussy, but I like Carrie. I don't want to offend her. Plus, she's giving a roadhead to one of our other listeners.
Yeah, as we speak, she's giving roadhead.
I know. She's probably laughing. He's probably getting toothy BJ right now.
She's
going, talking about me. Watch the teeth, sweetheart.
He's
Watch the teeth.
Judgment?
I guess, I don't know. I just don't know. Bona fide because why not?
Because Jay said it?
No.
Pussy?
No, because I guess I agree. Why wouldn't someone just...
Yeah,
I never
kick
leave
it in
anything
there, man.
on the toilet seat.
Stop being an animal, you know?
She could just kick it into.
I agree that too, though.
So pussy it is.
Chris writes in, good afternoon, guys. I could do something catchy here, like good afternoon, can bone, can't bone, and bones once a year, but I won't.
Sure.
I just wanted to fire off an email, praise one of your sponsors. I've not yet leased or bought a vehicle from Steve Gabarra at Zott Ford, but it's the only place I'll be going from now on. I had an issue with another dealership, so I contacted Zott Ford in Holly, and Mr. Gabarra personally took care of the issue and was incredibly helpful.
That's what our boy does.
He didn't need to take the time out of his day, and he could have easily pawned me off on someone else, but he didn't. Buying or leasing a vehicle can be irritating if you're working with people who don't have the product knowledge or attention to detail that Steve has. Look forward to buying a vehicle from him in the future. Those new Explorers look pretty sweet, by the way. Thank you for partnering with such great sponsors. Signed, Chris. Chris.
Gabarra is one of those guys that gets off on talking to people and solving problems.
Oh, yeah.
You call him up, you'll actually get him. Ask for him, you'll get him.
Absolutely. The Beeve writes in, Thigis dissing. Boys, don't be dissing my Dutch. I have an uncle and a nephew, both named Thigis.
Well, are we pronouncing it properly?
Sure, we're not. Sometimes short for Matt Thigis, a.k.a.
That's not
Matt.
any better. That's not any better. Matt Thigis is not any better than Thigis. I would argue it's even worse than Thigis.
It's short for Matt Thigis, a.k.a. Matt and Merkin. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. I have a shirt that says it already. I can send you one if you promise to wear it with pride. Of course, Beeve. I'll wear that shit.
I don't like the boy haircuts.
I'm a total mutt. I'll wear anything, man.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You will. I don't like the Dutch boy haircut.
You don't like the prospect of sticking your finger in a dike?
I do like that.
Wooden shoes, Mike?
Yeah, I like the wooden shoes.
Paint?
Those are nice. I had a Dutch boy. Paint is nice.
Yeah, the Beeve also sent in a nice...
If I ever have a kid, I'm naming it Thigis. Fuck it.
The Beeve also sent in a nice picture of dromedaries in the Milford Parade recently. There was like a Christmas parade, and the actual live dromedaries. Where the hell would you get a live dromedary this time of year?
Will the zoo let you rent it?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't think they're for rent.
Maybe the Toledo Zoo will. Lansing Zoo?
It's got to be an outfit out there that just rents,
Dromedaries?
It's got to be, dude. I've been to church services where they have live animals, man.
Yeah.
They have like a live nativity and
like
a dromedary.
llamas?
Yeah, dude. They didn't have llamas in
Bethlehem. Why not?
They're more pack. They're up in Nepal and shit.
Well put.
They had dromedaries. They had goats. They had that sort of thing.
Dogs,
sheep. Yeah, sure. They had dogs there.
Dog. All right.
But that's not exciting. You need stuff that you don't see all the time.
Well,
barnyard
a dog's
animals.
not exciting.
Barnyard
when
plus
compared
dromedary.
to a dromedary. I'll grant you that.
Mules, asses, as it were.
How weird must that dromedary feel, clip-clopping down a fucking cement street?
Or walking into a church service.
Yeah, even worse.
Walking up on a stage, a dromedary.
Yeah. At least there's excitement in the parade. He can rally around. That church service, boy, those can drag on. Especially if you're a dromedary. It's taking a whiz on the floor. Oh.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
Very good.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out to Hamlin over the weekend.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. It was great to see everybody and had a good time.
Yeah, we were impressed with the turnout, and it was great, as Jay said, to see everybody. We had fun. I hope you guys had fun. From what I heard, everybody had a great time, and I hope everyone likes the posters and all that stuff. And so, anyway, with that, we'll call it a day. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.